Hey folks, it's Gadget, back with this Amiga I've been working on. So I did a bit more research and I discovered that these ROM chips that were in here are what's called a Creative Microsystems Kickstart Eliminator. So it's a package that was developed to allow the machine to directly boot into Kickstart 1.2. What's interesting about that is it allows it's normally the Kickstart RAM on the daughter board to also work as a memory expansion, so it expands the available chip memory, which is really kind of cool. I'd really love to get that working, but unfortunately, one of the 4 chips that makes this work was dead, so there's no getting that functioning unless I can find the ROM image that goes in that missing chip. I was able to download 3 of the 4, and I could burn new ones if I could find the image for the 4th, but I haven't been able to dig that one up yet. But what I found out as well, looking through the instructions for this thing, was that the steps I took to reverse the installation of these chips was not complete. I missed some steps. So what I did is these jumpers here need to actually be selected in a particular way, different from what they were. So I actually put actual jumpers on here so I can easily flip them back and forth. If I ever do find this image, I can put the 4 ROMs in here and just flip the jumpers back and forth. The other thing is on here, and I missed this, and the upgrade replaces this PAL chip here. So these chips here are all custom logic that control various signals all throughout the board. And flipping this jumper here, if you've got the Creative Microsystems chip in here, unconnecting this jumper should make it behave like the original part that's in here. So I reverted all that, I flipped this jumper back, and unfortunately now where we're at is we're no longer getting a DTAC signal on the CPU. And it needs that in order to be able to continue processing and in bus cycles. Ordinarily, that is actually generated on the daughter board by I believe this chip here. But these are all interconnected. So my theory is that this chip is misbehaving in some way and not giving this chip what it needs in order to generate that signal if it's in the factory state. Now, if I put this back on, then I start getting that signal again, but it's wrong because it's trying to behave as if this is RAM and not the actual Kickstart RAM image, which is complicated how that works. So one possibility is that this just isn't seated properly. There's the socket that's on here is pretty crappy. I may try to swap that out. We could just be having bad signal. More likely, this chip may just be bad. Possibly the factory mode on the chip never actually worked right to begin with. It's hard to say. In any case, what I'm going to try to do is see if I can find an original factory chip to go in here to at least eliminate that as a possibility. Everything else seems to be going okay, but now if I have this all connected up with everything in what should be the default state, we never get the DTAC signal, so the CPU never comes out of halt. So the entire bus is just left in a floating state and the machine never gets anywhere. So in some ways it feels like a step backwards because the machine's now not doing anything at all, but it's actually a step forwards because I'm pretty sure these chips are now correct and configured the way they should be for this type of machine without the RAM expansion. So yeah, if you have ideas about where I can find that chip, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to keep poking at this and see what I can figure out. What would be really awesome would be to replace this whole daughter board with what's called a rejuvenator board. But there's modern replicas. The originals are ultra rare. But we'll see what we can figure out. Beyond that, I've got a new Denise and a new CIA chip in here to replace the ones that tested bad. At one point, I did manage to get it booting far enough that it actually gave us a blue screen instead of just the blank gray or black screen that I've been getting. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I can get this figured out and get this thing booting. But it's proving to be quite the challenge, and I've spent literally weeks on this at this point. So wish me luck. Hopefully I can get this thing figured out and get it up and running again. Thanks for watching. Bye.